My dear students, welcome to GSS Chemistry channel. In today's class, we are going to discuss effective atomic number, an important concept from coordination compounds or complex compounds, a part of inorganic chemistry. You know pretty well examples for the complex compounds like potassium ferrocyanide, potassium ferricyanide, like this. And here, first of all, you have to know what is meant by complex ion, later what is meant by ligand. After that, nature of the metal ion present in the complex ion. Let us consider, for example, Fe plus 2, right? Most of the d block metal ions are able to combine with neutral molecules or anions to give single entity, and that single entity is called complex ion. And here ferrous ion is able to combine with 6 cyanide ions, giving you FeCN6. This is an entity. There is no separation of ferrous ion and cyanide ion after combination of these two. And this is the entity which is called complex ion, and that complex ion is represented in square brackets according to Werner's theory. And so it is represented in square brackets like this, right? What is the charge here? Plus 2 minus 6 is equal to minus 4, and so this is called 4 minus. This is the complex ion. Of course, nomenclature is entirely different. You can call this as the ferrocyanide ion. At present, you can call this as ferrocyanide ion. This is the complex ion. This is a complex ion. You can take here any cation like potassium, then it becomes K4 FeCN6. It will give you complex compound K4 FeCN6. This becomes complex compound. These complex compounds are also called coordination compounds. Why are they called coordination compounds? Because if you take the structural aspect of ferrocyanide ion, every cyanide ion will be donating a lone pair. Like this. This is what you call coordinate bond. As coordinate bonds are formed between the metal ion and the anion, these are called coordination compounds, right? And in this, whatever ion is present here, these are all ions. Whatever ions present there, surrounding the metal ion in the complex ion, these are called ligands. And of course, there are also many types of ligands. Monodentate ligands, bidentate ligands, up to hexadentate ligands you can consider in the separate class. Particularly, we are taking here monodentate ligands. Monodentate ligands. That means coordination number 1 is satisfied by these. So coordination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is what you call coordination bond, coordinate bond. There are 6 coordinate bonds. Every cyanide ion is satisfying only one coordination, and that is called coordination number. And there are how many coordination number here? If you take the coordination number is equal to 6, that means there are 6 monodentates. In this we will consider at present only monodentates for the consideration of effective atomic number. Later we can consider, of course, many dentates. Okay. Similarly, here we can take one more example like CO3 plus 6 ammonia molecules. Okay, so this will give you CO NH3 6 plus 3 0, 6 into 0 6 0 plus 3 plus 3. So this is hexaimine cobalt 3 ion. This is actual name hexaimine cobalt 3. This is oxidation number is represented side by it in brackets. So this is the ion. In this also ammonia, nitrogen donates lone pair to cobalt. This is also coordination compound. In this way, in these coordination compounds, the ligands will be donating lone pair to make a coordinate bond with the central metal ion in the complex ion. Okay. Now, what is the doubt here? Every metal ion, what is the nature of the metal? Metal always loses electrons to form positive ion. This is the nature of metal. So metals are able to lose the electrons, giving the positive ions, and form salts with the anions. It never accepts the electrons. Never negative charge is accumulated in the metal ion. What happens here? If you take cyanide ion, every cyanide ion is donating lone pair from nitrogen, of course. In this way, we are having 12 electrons accumulated in the ferrous ion. 12 negative charges are there in the ferrous ion. How can the metal ion accumulate the negative charge? How can the metal ion accept the electrons when it is having greater electropositive character? Similarly, here also, nitrogen is donating lone pair of electrons, 6 into 2. There are 12 electrons around cobalt because ligand donate lone pair means it forms a covalent bond. Lone pair means it is giving 2 electrons. So in this way, it is also accumulating 12 electrons around it, though it is a metal ion. How is it possible? Is there any scope? So this is the greater doubt. But this is true. Potassium ferrocyanide is existing, hexaimine cobalt 3 ion is existing, tetraimine zinc 2 ion is existing, tetraimine copper 2 ion is existing, diimine silver 1 ion is existing. All these are complex ions which are existing in nature. Without complexes, there is no nature at all. Nature's gift it is. So here, you can take the formation of the complex and how the metal ion is able to accept the electron pairs and how is it able to accommodate the negative charge. That is the doubt. To clarify this doubt, Sidgwick introduced EAN rule. Sidgwick introduced EAN rule. Effective atomic number rule. What is that rule here? Sidgwick suggested that the metal ion accepts in complex ion, of course, accepts electrons from ligands these are the ligands until it reaches the nearest inert gas configuration. In this way, the effective atomic number rule was introduced by Sidgwick. Why the metal ion in complex ion is able to accept the electrons from ligands. Okay. Now, how to calculate the effective atomic number? And here, effective atomic number EAN is equal to atomic number of metal ion minus number of electrons lost during the formation of ion plus total number of electrons gained by metal ion from ligands, that is 2 into coordination number, because every coordination number is involving 2 electrons. So that is coordination number of ligands surrounding the metal ion is coordination number, and so 2 into coordination number. So here what is the coordination number? Number of monodentate, number of ligands surrounding the metal ion in complex ion is called coordination number. Here ligands means always you have to take monodentate. Number of monodentate ligands surrounding the metal ion in the complex ion is called coordination number. And that coordination number into every coordination number involving 2 electrons, 2 into coordination number is equal to total number of electrons gained by each. So here effective atomic number, this is nothing, atomic number is nothing but Z. Number of electrons lost during the ion formation, Fe plus 2, 2 electrons are lost. Fe plus 3, Co plus 3, 2 electrons are lost. Zn plus 2, 2 electrons are lost. Ag plus 1 electron is lost. In this way, you can take the metal ion and number of electrons lost during the ion formation and total number of electrons gained. If you take the sum of these two, all these factors, that gives the effective atomic number. The effective number is always should be equal to the nearest coordination number. Okay, please note it. Now let us consider some examples to calculate the effective atomic number, whether it is satisfied or not, whether it is reaching the nearest inert gas configuration or not. That let us check up. Prior to that, you have to know some coordination numbers. Coordination numbers shown by complex compounds. The important coordination numbers are 4 and 6. Rarely it can 2 coordination numbers is also shown like Ag plus ion. Similarly, Zn2 plus, Cu2 plus, platinum 2 plus, nickel 2 plus, these metallic ions, D block metallic ions, show coordination number 4. That means 4 monodentate ligands will be surrounding the metal ion to give the complex ion. Similarly, Fe plus 2, Fe plus 3, Co plus 3, Cr plus 3, platinum plus 4. These you can take as the coordination of 6 complexes. And of course, you can add here cadmium 2 plus also, for which the coordination number is 4. Like this, we will be having metal ions in this basis 2, 4, 6. These are important complexes. And here you have to know some examples for monodentates also. Monodentate is that one which is satisfying only one coordination number. Anion means minus charge is carrying 2 electrons. And so all the anions will be acting as monodentates like Cl minus, OH minus, NO2 minus, Cn minus, like this we can take. SO2 minus, C2O2 minus also we can take. But sometimes those will become bidentates. And in the case of neutral molecules also, the central atom of the neutral molecule must be having a lone pair. And here, in the case of neutral molecules, H2O, ammonia, nitric oxide, carbon monoxide, all these are neutral molecules which will be acting as monodentates. All these are examples for ligands. At the same time, we have to remember the atomic number of the nut gases. This is containing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements are there in a group. For that, if you want to get the atomic numbers of the remaining elements starting from first one, from the first one you have to add 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. If you add these numbers for the first atomic number, you will get the atomic numbers of the remaining elements. Okay? Atomic number of helium is 2. Add 8, 10, add 8, 18, add 18, 36, add 18, 54, add 32, 86. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. These are the atomic numbers of the unit gases. Because according to effective atomic number rule, the metal ion is accepting the electrons from ligands to reach the nearest unit gas configuration. That means these numbers must be attained by the metal ion after calculating the effective atomic number. Right? Now let us take some examples here. FeCN6 4 minus hexacyanoferrate. Here you have to calculate the oxidation number of the metal ion. Suppose this is the X, cyanide minus 1. Minus 1 into 6 minus 6. X minus 6 is equal to minus 4. And therefore X is equal to plus 2. In that way you must be in a position to calculate the metal ion charge. So here metal ion is Fe plus 2. Metal ion is here is Fe plus 2. So here Fe plus 2 means it is gaining plus positive, it has to lose 2 electrons during the ion formation. Atomic number, what is the atomic number? Atomic number of iron is 26. Electrons lost during the formation of ion, Fe plus 2 is obtained by losing 2 electrons from it, and so this is equal to 24. Right? What is the coordination number here? Coordination number is equal to 6. Each coordination number involves 2 electrons. So 2 into 6 is equal to 12. So here you can take A, B, C. So here the electrons lost is only 2. 2 electrons are lost. So what is the effective atomic number? Atomic number 26 minus electrons lost during the ion formation 2 plus 12. How much is it obtained? 24 plus 12, 36. 36 is the effective atomic number for metal ion. And what is it? Krypton. So it is attaining krypton's configuration. So it is stable. And that is why to attain the stability, it is gaining the electrons. And so there is no wrong in it, because every system in nature acquires stability, tries to acquire the stability, and here it is attained stability by gaining electrons from ligands, and that is what is giving the stable complex ion. That is the Sidgwick's concept, right? Similarly, you can take here cobalt, iron, cobalt, nickel, 26, 27, 28. Cobalt, here X, ammonia is 0. It is neutral ligand, 0 and 6, 0, 0 plus 3 plus 3. And so here, what is the ion? CO plus 3, right? What is the atomic number of cobalt? 27, right? How many electrons are lost during the ion formation? Plus 3 is obtained by the loss of 3 electrons. So 3 electrons are lost here. What is the coordination number? Coordination number is equal to 6, number of monodentate ligands, 6. So 2 into 6 is equal to 12. So what is the effective atomic number here? 27 minus 3 plus 12. How much? 27 minus 24 plus 12. 36 once again. Once again we are getting 36 atomic number, effective atomic number. That is nothing but krypton. So it is getting the stability. It is reaching the unit gas configuration. Okay. and that is why CONH3 plus 6. CONH3 6 plus 3 is also quite stable. It is attaining the inert gas configuration. Next, let us take the cadmium, tetraamine cadmium 2 ion. And see here, X plus 0 is equal to plus 2. Then therefore, X is equal to plus 2 means it is Cd2 plus. This is the cadmium ion. What is the atom number of cadmium? 48. Zinc, cadmium, mercury. 30, add 18, 48. Add 32, that is the mercury atom number 80. Cadmium 48. And so how many electrons are lost here? Plus 2 is obtained by the loss of 2 electrons. And what is the effective atom number? And what is the coordination number here? 2 into 4, that is equal to 8. Calculate the effective atom number here. 48 minus 2 plus 8. 48 minus 2, 46 plus 8, 54. What is 54 here? Xenon. So it is attaining xenon's configuration, so it is quite stable. Similarly, PTCl62 minus platinum, nickel, palladium, platinum atom number 78. And here Cl minus 1. Cl is minus 1. Minus 1 to 6, minus 6. Minus 6 plus x is equal to minus 2. And therefore, what is the value of x? X is equal to plus 4. That means platinum plus 4. 4 plus. Plus 4 minus 6 is minus 2. So platinum oxidation number here is equal to 4 plus. That is what you call primary valence according to valence theory. And so Pt4 plus 78. How many electrons are lost during the ion formation? 4 electrons are lost because plus 4 is obtained here. What is the coordination number? 6. So 2 into 6 is equal to 12. And here, what is the effective atom number? 78 minus 4 plus 12. How much is it? 78 minus 4 is equal to 74. 74 plus 12 is equal to 86. In this way, you got the electron configuration radon, inert gas. So all these are attaining stability by reaching the inert gas configuration. These are the effective atom numbers for the metal ions in these complex ions. Up to this extent, this is okay. Sidgwick succeeded in explaining the stability of the complex, why the metal ion is able to accept the electron pairs from the ligands. This is the answer. They are getting the stability by gaining the nearest inert gas configuration. And now let us take the remaining ions also. These are also very famous ions. Plus 4 complexes, plus 6 comes more famous in the case of complex ions and coordination compounds. Nickel, cyanide minus 1, X minus 4 is equal to minus 2, X is equal to plus 2. Here, what is the nickel charge? Here, nickel is equal to plus 2. 2 plus, right? What is the atom number? Iron, cobalt, nickel, nickel 28. How many electrons are lost due to the ion formation? Plus 2 is obtained by the loss of 2 electrons, and so the number of electrons lost is equal to 2 here. Coordination number 4. So here 2 into 4 is equal to 8. And then effective atom number 28 minus 2 plus 8. How much is it? 28, 26 plus 8. 34. It is not the nearest inert gas configuration. 2 electrons less to the krypton structure. This is the effective atom number. It is not satisfying the inert gas configuration. Okay. Cr, X here 0, X is plus 0 is equal to plus 3. So here Cr 3 plus. Chromium 24, atomic number, famous anomaly in the electron configuration, of course, 24. And how many electrons are lost here? Plus 3 is obtained by the loss of 3 electrons. What is the coordination number? 6 here. So 2 into 6 is equal to 12. Right. And so what is the effective atomic number? 24 minus 3 plus 12. How much is it? 21 plus 12. 33. Not at all. Similarly, you can take F is in 6, 3 minus. X minus 6 is equal to minus 3. X is equal to plus 3. And so here, the oxidation number of iron, in this case, is equal to 3 plus. Iron oxide, already you know the Z, that is 26. And how many electrons are lost during the formation of ion? 3 electrons are lost. So here, what is the coordination number? 6. So this is equal to 2 into 6 is equal to 12, right? And here, what is the effective atomic number? 26 minus 3 plus 12. What is it? 23 plus 12. 35? Not at all reached. Next, we can take silver ion. Please note it meanwhile. Okay. Oh, let us calculate the diamine silver 1 ion. This is very important concept. Why is silver chloride dissolved in ammonia solution? It is only due to the formation of complex ion. Ag engages twice, 1 plus. This is very important MSET bit also, competitive examinations. In the case of competitive examination, several times this bit was asked. What is the correct formula of diamine silver ion? Ag engages twice 1 plus, Ag engages twice 2 plus, Ag engages twice, like this he will give. This is the correct structure. Ag engages twice 1 plus. And here, what is the atomic number? What is the charge here for silver ion? X 0 here, ammonium neutral ligand 0, X plus 0 is equal to 1, and therefore here X is equal to plus 1. So Ag plus 1 plus, this is the silver ion. What is the atomic number? Copper, silver, gold, zinc, cadmium, mercury, copper, silver, gold. Copper is 29. 29, add 18, you will get silver. Add 32, you will get remaining element. So here, copper, silver, gold. If you want to get the atomic number, add 18 for 29, that is equal to 47. How many electrons are lost here? Only 1 electron is lost during the ion formation. What is the coordination number here? 2. So here, number of electrons, 2 into 2 is equal to 4. And what is the effective atomic number? 47 minus 1 plus 4. How much is it? 46 plus 450. So these are the effective atomic numbers in all these cases. 34 here, 33 here, 35 here, 50 here. All these are the effective atomic numbers in all these cases. These are not attaining the unit gas configuration. So effective atomic number rule is a failure in some cases. Though it is successful some other case, some other ions, it is not able to explain why are they able to receive the electrons. They are not attaining the unit gas configuration. In this way, effective atomic number, that means Sidgwick theory is a failure in some cases. Okay, that is the default, failure, limitation, etc. defect you can take. So these are the important concepts. This is applicable. For this applicable, this is not applicable. This becomes a defect here. And some more points here you have to consider. What are those points? I am considering carbonyls. Okay? I am considering carbonyls. Let us take some carbonyls. Metal carbonyls. Most of the metals are able to combine with a neutral molecule like carbon monoxide, and when the carbon monoxide ligand, it is called carbonyl. Metal carbonyl is represented by MCOX. Mononuclear carbonyls, these are only one metal atom will be present there, only one metal atom is there. We are not considering polynuclear carbonyls, we are considering only mononuclear carbonyls, metal carbonyls. And here X is equal to, depends upon the nature of the metal. You can take here examples like this. What type of examples you can take here? NiCO4, one example. Similarly, FeCO5, CrCO6. All these are nickel tetracarbonyl, iron pentacarbonyl, chromium hexacarbonyl. All these are nothing but carbonyls. Neutral complexes. These are neutral complexes. That means here we are having zero charge. Since so in metal carbonyls, what is the oxidation number of metal? Is 0. Oxidation of metal is 0. This is 0, this is 0, but whole, this is neutral complex. So metal carbonyls are neutral complexes. Oxidation number of metal is equal to 0 here. And so, if you want to calculate the effective number, atomic number directly you have to take minus 0. That next you have to take the ligand. Every ligand will be denoting lone pair each. So, basing on this, now we can calculate the effective number for metal carbonyls also. Tetracarbonyl nickel, pentacarbonyl iron, hexacarbonyl chromium. So, these we have to calculate the effective atomic numbers. Let us see. Here metal ion, nickel, atomic numbers 28. Electrons lost during the ion formation 0, because its oxidation number is 0. No electrons are lost. Total number of electrons gained 2 into 4, that is equal to 8. And what is the effective atomic number here? 28 minus 0 plus 8 is equal to 36, right? You are getting 36. Electric gas, krypton. Similarly, iron, Fe, oxidation number is 0. Iron, atom number 26. What is the electrons gained? As the valency is 0 here, in the metal carbonyls, the oxidation state of metal is equal to 0. And so it is 0, no electrons are lost. What is the coordination number 5 here? So 2 into 5 is equal to 10. What is the effective atomic number? 26 minus 0 plus 10 is equal to 36 once again. You are getting once again electric gas configuration. And that is why iron is able to take 10 electrons from the neutral ligands like carbon monoxide. These are stable complexes, of course. CrCO6, chromium here, oxidation number 0 because it is carbonyl. Atom number 24, electrons are 0, number of ligands is equal to 6, 2 into 6 is equal to 12. What is the effective atom number? 24 minus 0 plus 12 is equal to 36. So these are the carbonyls in which the electric gas configuration is maintained. That is why these carbonyls are quite stable and also more advantageous. And don't forget, carbon monoxide is a powerful ligand, and iron is a complex in the blood present, hemoglobin. Its coordination 6 there. One coordination is satisfied by oxygen. That is why it is oxygen carrier. When carbon monoxide is inhaled in the respiration process, this carbon monoxide will be replacing the oxygen of the iron complex hemoglobin, and thereby it is unable to supply oxygen for the remaining parts of the body, for metabolic activities. And so, the metabolic activity is dead, cells are dead, this life will be snatched away. That is why carbon monoxide is a very deadly poisonous gas. Because its stability, ligand activity is very high, it is replacing oxygen of iron complex. And that is why the ability to supply oxygen for various parts of the body is not there. So, okay. So, this is about the carbonyls. One more important compound I want to take, that is polynuclear carbonyls. That means two metals will be present in the carbonyls. Polynuclear, two metals there, two metal atoms. Example you can take here, Mn2 CO10. Mn2 CO10. How can you write here? What is the effect? Mn 0 also. Primary oxygen state is 0. If you think like so, 1 ml if you take here, 5 ligands will be there. 5 into 2 to 10, 10 plus 25 atomic number 35. 35 is obtained. But this is quite stable. How is it obtained? That means in the polynuclear carbonyls, you have to know the structure. That is more important. You have to know the structure here. Mn, CO, CO5. Similarly, CO5. This is Mn2CO10. Every manganese is linked to 5 carbonyls, 5 ligands each. Don't forget, in this Mn2CO10, there is Ml-Ml bond. There is Ml-Ml bond. That means Ml is giving 1 electron, that Ml is also giving 1 electron. Thereby, it is able to form the covalent bond in between these two. And so, when it is giving 1 electron is obtained from this. These 2 electrons should be counted for this one, that one. So, apart from the 25, 1 more electron is obtained. And that is why, what is the effective atom number for manganese here? If you take Mn25 plus coordination number 2, 5 into 2, 10 electrons are obtained from ligands, plus 25, 1 more electron is obtained here, 1 from bond, from Ml-Ml bond. So, what is the coordination number, effective atom number here? 35 plus 1, 36. So, in the case of polynuclear carbonyls, the effective atom number of Mn, each Mn, is equal to 36. This is the trick you have to use here. If you do not count this electron for manganese and this electron for manganese, you cannot get the result. You get only 35. That is not the correct answer. This is also important bit. This is what you call polynuclear carbonyls. In the case of polynuclear carbonyls, sometimes there will be metal-metal bond, sometimes may not be. That depends upon the structural aspect there. And of course, this is extra almost. You need not take all those into count. Okay? Please note it. Now let us consider some limitations of these coordination Sidgwick's theory. It cannot explain the magnetic behavior of the complexes. Some are low spin complexes, some are high spin complexes. How is the spin obtained for the magnetic complex ions in the complex compounds? That was not explained by Sidgwick's theory. Similarly, it cannot explain the geometrical shapes. Isomerism is exhibited by coordination compounds. Coordinate 6, coordinate 4, these are able to exhibit the isomerism, geometrical isomerism. Tetrahedral nature is there, square complex is there, octahedral combination is there, and these geometrical shapes cannot be explained by the Sidgwick's theory. Okay. Next, it cannot explain the type of metal orbital involved in the bonding. Coordination compounds are formed by the overlap, by the concentration of lone pair of electrons from ligand to the metal ion. And bonding is always formed by overlapping. For overlapping, you have to take the orbital from metal ion and orbital from the ligand. These should overlap. What type of metal orbital is involved here in overlapping? For the bond formation. That was also not seen here. That is not explained. Okay. Similarly, some metal ions in the complex ions, they are not obeying the rule, effective atom number rule. EAN rule is not applicable here. Why is it so? What is the type of the metal orbital that is present here? That is not explained. Geometrical shapes are also not explained. Magnetic behavior is also not explained. So in this way, all these are defects. So these are some of the defects for the Sijik theory. These are limitations, and that is some more theories are developed like valence bond theory and hybridization. And after we will study the complex, of course. Whenever we study the complex compounds in complete detailed manner, we will discuss all those. Okay, this is all about the effective atom number, which is a part of the coordination compounds, a part of inorganic chemistry. Thank you very much for your kind hearing of my video lecture. Thank you.